Good evening, ladies. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Tonight is a pre-recorded video because I am just getting home from a wonderful couple of days with some friends, and we were on retreat together. So tonight's video is pre-recorded. So let's get started. We are going to be making what is called a corner tuck fold card. So what you're going to do, if you haven't done it already, I'm going to show you. So this would be my card base. Let me lay it flat like that. So it is 4 1/4 by 11. I put this into my trimmer, and I'm actually going to grab my trimmer. So I can show you what I did here. Because my directions are a little crazy and you're probably going, Holly, what are you talking about? So this is my 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. Okay, so I am going to put this in. I gotta go this direction. So I'm going to go right here to 8 inches, and I'm going to cut this off. Okay, so it's already been cut, so it's right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this, and it says to score at 5 1/2. Well, if you go, and actually you're going to keep it the way you had it, and you're going to put this in at 5 1/2, and now you're going to score. So let me do that one more time. Okay, so I have my 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece. I'm going to put my piece of paper here at 8. I'm going to slice. That's this piece. Now I'm going to bring this back down. I have not done anything else. I'm going to 5 1/2, and I'm going to score. Okay? Now if you chose to score first, you are cutting a 3 inch piece off of one side, which is going to give us our tucking mechanism. Don't put your paper trimmer away yet, because we still have something else we need to do with it. So this is my base. I'm going to give it a nice crispy edge. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of my way. So now you have this piece, which is 3 by 4 1/4. 3 by 4 1/4. This is the piece now that we are going to be putting some paper on right here. So I have 2 pieces of white. The first is a 4 by 5 1/4. The second is 2 3/4 by 4. Okay, so we can actually, let's put that together now. We're going to put that piece together. And all I'm going to do is center this. And let's grab our other piece of white, the 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to put that on the inside of our card. And of course, just like a regular live class, I have forgotten to grab a few supplies. Unbelievable. All right, so we're going to let that sit there. Now I have some pattern papers. I'm going to set these 2 pieces aside because I need to do a little stamping. You will have one piece that is 2 1/4 by 4, and then you're going to have a 2 by 2 piece of paper. So let's start with our 2 1/4 by 4. So this piece will go right here on our side. Okay, now let's take our 2 by 2 square, and what we're going to do is we are going to cut on the diagonal. So I'm going to put this in so it's in the channel of where the trimmer would go, the blade would go. Now I'm going to put my blade kind of in the middle of where this piece of paper is, because it's a little bit easier to cut when it's sort of in the middle, because now I can go up and I can go down and I'm not going to get a jagged edge. All right, so now I have two pieces and we're going to use both. So my first one, I'm just going to put my adhesive on, and it's going to sit over here as a cute little decoration. Now the second piece, which is this one, this is where you're going to need to be very careful on where you are adhering. So you can either use very, very skinny score tape or liquid adhesive or ultra tiny glue dots, because you're only wanting to do two sides. All right, so I only put adhesive on, let me put it like this so that you can see. I put adhesive on this straight edge, which would be the far right, and the straight edge at the top, which is up here. I did not put anything on my angle, or what's called the hypotenuse, which I learned that earlier, about a week ago or so, 2 weeks ago maybe, that it's called the hypotenuse. I knew that, but just plumb forgot. So now I'm going to peel my backing off, maybe, if it would like to release. There we go. And this is going to sit in this upper corner on my white cardstock. And I just want to make sure I got it shimmied in there all where I want it, okay? Because eventually, once this piece goes on, this will tuck in there, just like so. So let me grab a stamp set. I have pre-done some of my parts, but I still want a sentiment. So I'm going to grab a stamp set right now so that we can put a sentiment on this. Just hold, please. All right, I believe I'm going to use this new stamp set. And we need a block. And we're going to need some ink. And that is Mossy Meadow. Which I do not have, so let's see what's close to it and close to my heart colors. All right, I grabbed pine and, well, it's definitely not evergreen, so we're going to go with pine. Okay. Alrighty, so I need a sentiment for the inside, and I think I'm going to use May the Wonder and the Magic of Christmas. Yep, that's the one I want. So what it says is, may the wonder and magic of Christmas fill you with delight. I think that's lovely, a lovely sentiment. And that I'm going to put right here in the middle. And we're gonna stamp on a piece of scrap to make sure. Yeah, that looks great. Actually, I don't like the green. I think I'm going to pull in a gray. All right, let's pull in a gray instead. I'm going to pull in charcoal. I think charcoal would be a much better choice. So let's try that now. Yes, that is definitely more of what I'm thinking. Okay, I don't want it on that. I want it on the inside of my card. Right about there. Oh, that looks lovely. That looks really, really pretty. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the decorating so that we can see if we can add another word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this piece under right where I want it, like that, and I'm going to turn my card a little so I can put my adhesive here. For that piece. There we go. Lovely. And then I pulled out some scraps from my stash of circles. And then this bird I cut from a paper pack. I just fussy cut it. And I think I like that. I think that's lovely. That is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to adhere the larger circle first. And I am going to be very generous with my adhesive on this. I didn't put it all the way to the top and the bottom because I could see that it is hanging off just a little. So I wanted to be careful of that. I'm just going to burnish that in. Now I'm going to take another circle and I sent it through the corrugated embossing folder. Now this one I definitely want to make sure I put a lot of adhesive on it because it is a little more dimensional with the embossing folder. And I am going to bring that down here, just like so. Now it's not super dimensional because I had run it through with multiple papers, so it's not super thick. So we might be able to stamp on that. So let's see, and I was thinking the word Noel because it's kind of an easy one to fit. I'm hoping we can get this to work. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to first, I'm going to bring in my scrap paper again, and I'm going to kind of put it right where I'm thinking. And then we'll see if it will stamp clearly. Oh yeah, it will stamp. It's going to stamp nice. Oh, I love it. Okay. So I'm going to take Noel and I'm going to put it down here at the bottom of my second circle. And I'm just going to hold it for a second. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. Love it. Fantastic. Okay, both of these need to get cleaned. I'm going to close that up. Let's take our darling little bird and we're going to put him here. But before I do that, I pulled some ribbon and I thought, oh, maybe we could add a little ribbon on this. So the first one I pulled is more of a gray tone. So let's see. See, that looks lovely. That looks so pretty. All right, I like that. Now let's try this green. I feel this green might be a little too elegant, I think, because of the gold flecks in it. Yeah, I'm not liking that. I prefer the other one. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to untuck that piece, and I'm going to bring this around so that then I can tie. Actually, you know what? I might, because I can still wiggle this off. That's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put it on here so that it's not going all the way around. And what I like to do is, while I have it still on my spool, I'm going to give myself a little more leeway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go bunny ear, and then I can flip them through. And I'm going to pull. One side is a little longer than the other, so I'm going to kind of keep adjusting till I get it how I like it. All right, I'm going to pull again on that side just a little. Oh, I like that. Okay, so my bow, I want it here. So now that I put my adhesive on the back, I can trim, and I'm not utilizing all of that ribbon. I didn't waste it, so to speak. Now we know right where we need to add more adhesive. Right there, right there. And look at that. So now I'm going to put this right back onto the front of my card, like so. This piece is going to tuck in here, and I just gave it a little bend. And now let's put some foam on the bird. I need to get that out. Get out some foam. And we're going to put a little piece there. And a little piece there. Boy, that was such a fast and easy card. But it really gives you such a beautiful punch. Just that little tuck really adds a lot. Okay, and we're going to put our little bird right about there. And I'm going to allow my ribbon to kind of tuck over that branch, so it's just nestling over it. Let's add a few gemstones. Of course, I know what I want, but can't find them. Found them. These were from last year. They were called Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. And I think I want those right there. So let's grab a few off. I'm going to take it large, and I'm going to put one right there. And then I'm going to do a small one nestled under the Noel. And I'm going to do one more. I think I'll do another larger one. And for this one, I'm going to tuck it just under by the bird. So I would have my 1, 2, and 3 as my gems. What do you think? Isn't that a fun card? So our next card for Sunday Fun Day will be a super fancy fold, and it is called a crisscross pocket card. So watch for details to come for this one, and I will be using this same paper and bird set again for this card. So all November we are doing a wildlife Christmas. All right, so I hope you enjoyed tonight's class, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments, please, and we will be back to our lives on November the 16th. Okay, have a super evening. Good night.